Trigger warning: relationship issues, intimacy, emotional distress, divorce, parental struggles, depression, and emotional abuse. Acronyms: HLM is high libido male. LLF is low libido female. DB is dead bedroom. My wife thinks I have a low sex drive. Truth is, so my wife is indeed a beautiful lady. I'm not interested in cheating or going behind her back. She just thinks we don't have a lot of sex because I have a low sex drive. The truth is, we don't have a lot of sex because we have it the way she wants it and little to never how I want it. I'm all for using vibrators and whatever else to get her off as many times as possible. I'm a huge fan of oral and can eat front and back for days, but she scarcely returns the favor. She once said, if you shower before bed, I'll do it. So for a week straight, I made sure I was showered and clean because, let's be real, who wants to go down on a smelly person? That's a totally reasonable request. So I would do my oral on her and indicate I'd like to be on the receiving end, but to no avail. I have a high sexual drive, but she has become a selfish lover, and coming from a man, it's pretty comical to say this. I have no words at this point, and I'm pretty close to just giving up sex altogether. Edit 1. Yes, I have talked to my wife plenty of times about this issue. A lot of you guys said the same thing. Hey, emotional maturity is effing impossible to find. But yes, I am wide open with my concerns about more than just the sexual aspect of our marriage. Update. First things first. Thank you all so much for the love, support, and advice. I didn't expect that post to get so much traction. Apparently, it even made its way to TikTok. Now, if you read the last post and maybe a few others of mine, the TLDR is that my wife is a lazy and selfish lover, and at this point, a person. I have been in therapy myself, and I've tried couples counseling as well. I have brought my concerns to her in a calm manner, and, safe to say, I've tried pretty much everything. As most of us know, yesterday was Thanksgiving. Here's an update. I'm making my signature dish because it was demanded by my in-laws that I make it. We go over for food and such. After we ate, I took a little snooze on the couch. My wife woke me up and said, "Hey, I need you to watch the kids. I'm going to have some wine." I mean, all right, no problem. So while she's drinking and playing games with her family, I got put on kid duty for all the kids. I did care, as my wife got progressively more and more intoxicated. When we left, I literally had to throw her over my shoulder while carrying both kids to the car. We got home, I made her drink water, got the kids around and put them to sleep, and helped my wife sober up a bit. We watched some TV, and surprisingly, she cuddled into me and thanked me for taking care of her and the kids, and she didn't mean to have so much wine. All right, I'm always pleased with my self-awareness. Literally, just that little bit washed away any irritation I had. I carried her to bed and laid her down. I got her some water, ibuprofen and a bucket just in case, and got her set up in bed. About 2 hours later, I heard my son cry, so I went to get him. He had some nightmares, so I got him settled down and put him back to bed. A few hours later, my daughter woke up because she peed through her pull-up. I got her back to sleep. When I got back into bed, my wife was awake. I asked what was wrong. Her response was, "I was drunk, and you didn't even try to do anything to me." No, because even if we are married, I'm not going to take advantage of you. That's pathetic. I laid back down, and she said, "If you want, we can have sex before you go back to bed." Mind you, this was 4:30, and I was effing beat and my mental fortitude was gone. And this is, in my personal opinion, not the correct way to respond, saying, "If you want to have sex, you're going to have to give me your head first. I'm not hard, and I'm not doing anything to get it going." She goes, "Well, I guess never mind." A couple hours later, the alarm went off, and I got up. I got the kids around and my coffee. She comes out a few hours later dressed and says, "Why didn't you wake me up? You were up like 4 times with the kids. I was going to let you sleep." "Nah, it's okay. You didn't even budge at my alarm this morning, so I figured you still needed to sleep. Why are you dressed?" She said the girls want to go Black Friday shopping, and was wondering if I wanted to go. "Nah, I'll hang out with the kids and watch movies. They are going to have a rough day." And that brings me to now. Having a cuddly movie day with my kids who are tired she's out shopping. And I need another cup of coffee. TLDR, my wife lazily tried to bang me and was turned down. Now I have coffee. Edit, I posted the 3rd update, but it was marked as spam. I am currently trying to get that resolved for you guys. Secondly, I posted on the DB Reddit to try and get some tips to help boost her libido, and someone said she may just be using my love of giving orals as masturbation. It turns out, dude, he was spot on. After we had a really good talk on set, I'm actually really hurt by her never saying anything. I am genuinely at a loss for words. Update. 30HLM seeking advice about a 28 LLF. Hey all, I am looking to reignite my bedroom with my wife. For some quick background, I am a giver. I love giving orals, so I do go down on her frequently. I like to give her 1 or 2 before we move on. The issue is that our sexual life slowly declined until about mid-June. Since then, we have had sex a handful of times, but I still go down on her almost daily. I have no problems getting her to the peak, if you catch my drift, but as soon as she gets one, she just kind of rolls over and doesn't want to continue. Now, I don't watch adultery videos, and I don't masturbate. Any advice to help get her to bring her libido back up to my level? Edit, I have, in the short time I've posted this, discovered she has been using my love of giving orals as a means of masturbation and also thought that since I loved it so much, it got me off too. Update. My wife thinks I have a low sex drive. The trilogy, repost since the original was marked as spam, has since been resolved. So a lot has happened since Thanksgiving and Black Friday. After we put the kids down on set, I sat my wife down and told her for the first time she's going to listen to what I have to say and she will not interrupt or say anything back. I explained everything, how I'm feeling so awful because of her lack of interest, because of her laziness, and how it's not okay to simply not exist because I come home from work. I explained that it's not okay anymore to be a selfish lover because I am too good of a man or husband to feel unworthy of love. The rest of the night, she didn't really say much. The following morning, I woke up suddenly to my kids playing in the living room. I instinctively ran out to see what they were into and how big of a mess there was. To my surprise, my wife was playing with them. She said she was sorry that she woke me up. She didn't realize how her lack of attention and interest was hurting me so much. So far, so good. Monday rolls around. I posted in the dead bedroom on Reddit to maybe get some advice from some LL people on how to get my wife more interested in having sex. Someone suggested maybe she was being a pain in the arse and using my love of giving daily orals as a form of masturbation. I didn't even think of this possibility until they said something. So I asked bluntly if that's what she was doing. She responded with yes, that's what she was doing, but I figured, since I loved it so much, that it was okay. Me going down on her multiple times was all I wanted. Nope, I didn't say much after that and kind of just stared off into space, thinking about how I was nothing better than a sex toy to her. I woke up early this morning feeling just horny as all hell, so I decided I was going to wake her up with my tongue and give it one last Hail Mary attempt. I got into position, and nope, she's too tired. At this point, seriously, I am really stunned. Help me. Edit, so a lot of you guys have said to stop giving. So last night and this morning, I kept to myself. When she rolled out of bed, she was pretty much pissed immediately. She kicked a pile of small boxes that I had neatly put together to take outside for garbage day. She was tossing things that were in her way. I had a short temper towards our kids and was saying nasty things as I was heading at the door because I didn't make her coffee this morning. Edit 2, update. She canceled our marital counseling session without telling me, so we didn't go last night. She felt it was a waste of time when there's nothing wrong with our marriage. I took that time to deep clean my kitchen out of anger after my kids went down because I genuinely did not have it in me to even look at her. I have refused to give her any sexual attention, and I can see the frustration on her face about it. I'm still holding strong, but it really stinks when that was literally the only attention that our marriage had anymore. Pretty much a single dad at this point. Update, times 30 MDB with 28F. I think I have a fix. So this is a halfway update on what I plan to do in a final attempt to fix this. Right now, we have had DB for years. Whenever we did have SX, it was pretty much on her terms. Me being HL, for the past 6 months, I have been going down on her almost daily to try and get her libido to match mine. It has not been working, so the past few days I have stopped giving. It's been about 5 days since I did it, and my wife is acting short-tempered and cranky but has not initiated anything. Last night we got into a big disagreement about some stuff, and divorce was put on the table not just because of our DB but because of a plethora of other issues. I have also decided that I am going to improve my fitness. I've been doing boxing to enjoy the full body workout, but now I am going to do my best to become a certified DILF. I know working out typically can increase libido, so I may need some more support from all of you wonderful people. If I can get super fit and she still doesn't find me attractive enough to actually initiate, then I have no clue what else to do. Update 4. I am writing this while sitting in my shower with tears of confusion streaming down my face. After a pretty big fight, I have told my wife to go sleep at her parents' house for the next few days. At this point, I'm emotionally, physically, and spiritually drained. This is an update, so let me back it up a few days to fill you all in. Saturday, December 17th. I discussed with my in-laws the previous day taking the kids over to spend the day with them to have a day to ourselves with my wife. I woke up early. I got them dressed, fed, and out the door. I dropped them off at their grandparents'. I came back. My wife was still sleeping. I immediately went to work by picking up the living room, vacuuming, and making sure everything was nice and tidy. I went into the kitchen, put away the dishes that were washed the night prior, swept, mopped, and wiped down the counters where I had missed them the night before. She came out around 9 a.m., asked where the kids were, explained, and was immediately met with annoyance. I was asked why I would just pawn our kids off. They aren't her parents' responsibility, etc. I made her a coffee and kept cleaning. Scrubbed the bathroom floor to ceiling, every nook and cranny, and swept and mopped. I cleaned the laundry room from top to bottom, put away all of our clothes, cleaned both kids' rooms. You get the idea. She took a nap at 12. I woke up at 4:30ish. I had laid out a nice little date outfit for her so we could go out and have a little date. She told me she didn't feel like going anywhere. Fair enough. Let me cook for you. It's more intimate that way anyway. Made one of her favorites. I was flirting with her the entire time I was cooking. I opened a bottle of wine. I came into the living room wearing a nice suit to see the outfit I picked out for her still on the counter. We ate and cuddled up watching a TV show for a little bit, and I tried to get a little more intimate, but she said she was too tired. Sunday, December 18th. I spent the whole day picking at each and every decision I made. I was second-guessing everything to the point of getting a hairline close to blowing a gasket. Monday and Tuesday are typical of me waking up with kids, feeding them, working, and cooking. Cleaning. Nothing really to report. Today, December 21st. I left a roast out for her to put in the slow cooker. I had to leave for work early, so I didn't have the time. I texted her the instructions. If anyone knows, an all-day slow cooker roast is literally the most comforting of comfort meals. At least for me, it is. I texted her around 3, expressing how excited I was to come home for this roast. Boom, I didn't put it in. Okay, that really stinks, but I'll do it tomorrow. I asked her to just pull out the chicken so it could thaw out. She didn't even do that. The moment I walked through the door, she went and sat in the shower. While she was in the shower, I was cooking. My daughter got into her makeup. While cleaning her up, I told her she was beautiful enough as is, and I didn't think she needed this. And from the next room, my wife yelled at me to not make her feel bad or put her down. So I asked her, how would you like me to handle this if it happens again? The absolute venom in her response genuinely upsets me because it's an innocent question. This led to us arguing the entire time, with me trying to hold off until the kids went down. She was yelling in my face. After we got the kids down, I went to her car, started it, came back in, let her yell for a few more minutes, and then told her to get the F out of my house. She is done speaking to me like I'm trash. I deserve better. I deserve to be loved. I am the best husband that she ever deserved on her best day. She fought with me about leaving, but I got her some clothes, put them in my duffel bag, and gave them to her. Phone charger and everything she needed. When she told me she was taking the kids with her, my cool and calm demeanor instantly snapped. I'm not a physically imposing person. I'm not a rude or mean person. I stepped right to her face, without touching her, told her if she thinks she can take my kids from me, she can try. She left. Her dad, whom I have great respect for, came over, asked for my side. I explained, and he put his hand on my shoulder. I didn't say a word. I just stood up. I walked to the door, and she turned to me. Tears in his eyes as well. He said, I didn't raise her like that. So here I am. Mad, sad, hurt, broken. Thank you all for reading and giving me your support. A lot of you said nice things. Some of you called me a doormat. I'm proud to say I stood up for myself and my children. I have already sat down with lawyers to discuss an exit strategy, and I'm scared to passing away that I'll lose my kids. Hopefully, the next update will be a positive one. Update 5. First and foremost, wow. All of you, across all platforms, are amazing. Thank you to everyone with kind words, support, and even the people who message me literally just to see if I'm okay. I'm giving you all my biggest virtual dad hugs. With that being said, the first part of this is probably going to piss you off, but please bear with me. The night after, I asked my wife to leave for a few days. Her dad came back over. We had a really good talk about what's going on with my wife. He, like many of you, came to the conclusion that she was depressed. I told her that she needed to get off her buttocks and get help, or she was going to lose her family. Literally nothing I haven't said to her already 100 times over. It was nearing bedtime for my kids, and he knew that, so he asked if he could take my kids with him that night so they could do Christmas Eve in the morning with them. Mind you, this was Christmas Eve, so I allowed it. I got their clothes together and sent them on their way. My house was quiet, and that was upsetting in its own right. I decided to have a few drinks and asked myself if this is what my life would be if I left her for good. An empty house, no laughter from my kids. I know they aren't sleeping, but they are a few feet from me in a different room. It felt wrong. The following morning, I went over to her parents for Christmas Eve, played the good dad and husband. I have toys and gifts for everyone. I spent the whole day doing my best to put on that brave face. When it came time to go, I asked my wife to come home with me. I didn't want my kids to wake up Christmas morning without their mom. I put the kids down. I finished wrapping gifts and went to bed a little early. I got the wife a new copy of Pokémon Scarlet, new headphones, a new Kindle since she wanted a waterproof one, and a foot warmer since her feet are always cold when she sits at her desk. I got, from her, a new desk mat, which honestly was spot on. I needed it. The next couple of days went well, with the exception of everything in my house that was related to the toilet and shower. The work week went fine. I just did my normal cooking and cleaning. Then New Year's Eve rolled around. Put the kids down. I sat with her on the couch and told her we needed to talk. To figure something out because we both know we are at the edge of a cliff, and I'm ready to jump. I tell her to just talk to me. Tell me anything. Tell me she's depressed. Tell me there's something wrong. Hell, I will even take you telling me you're having an affair because, hey, at least you're talking to me. What she said next kind of rocked me. She said she loves me as the father of her kids, but she doesn't love me anymore, and she's been trying to figure out how to say it for months. She used me as a tool to get her orgasm. She took all her frustration out on me and used me as a punching bag, and it pissed her off knowing that no matter what she did, I never stopped being warm, never stopped being kind, never stopped being thoughtful, never for a day decided to stoop to her level. She thought that I was no longer interested in her physically since I stopped initiating the intimacy. I corrected her. She objectified my love of giving. She told me no too many times. She treated me like I was some idiot who, at no point, knew what I was doing when it came to my everyday tasks. No one wants to have sex with someone who is constantly making them feel unworthy. We came to the conclusion that we were both here for the kids. It's unhealthy and not fair to either of us. It's not fair to the kids. I've been watching single dad videos and looking at other subreddits, forums, etc. Basically everything, and I'm terrified of the next steps. We both agreed that if divorce came to pass, we would be as amicable as possible for our kids. We don't want any resentment or unkind feelings to get in the way of what's best for them. I am already in therapy. I'm encouraging her to get some as well. I need to sleep, but I haven't slept since. Even as I'm writing this, I'm in bed feeling pretty numb. I'll respond to comments here when I have the energy. I've been getting a lot of TikTok users, so I made an account so I could read comments and respond there as well. Again, thank you all for your support and advice. You have no idea how much it means. Edit. I noticed a couple of typos. Kids went over on Christmas Eve. We did Christmas Eve at her parents' house. Christmas is at my house. I apologize for the confusion there. Update. I feel like I'm losing my mind lately. With everything going on, going through the motions of divorce, trying to get debt paid off, some medical issues going on with myself and my son, work. I'm just feeling like I'm constantly at the tipping point of my sanity. The only people I can normally vent to are mutual friends, and I don't want anything to get back to my wife. I'm afraid of the custody battle ahead of me with my kids. I'm frustrated all the time. I have a lack of motivation to keep up with my daily chores. I'm just spread really thin at this point, and I have no idea what to do. I'm trying to keep my head up and keep a brave face on the kids' faces, but really, I just feel like I'm drowning. Update. I am at my wit's end with this. For anyone who has been following my story, let's all collectively sigh. I've had a migraine for almost a week due to a pinched nerve in my back. It has been causing me a lot of discomfort. I got my kids a cold over the weekend, so let's add in the sinus pressure of a cold, and you get a recipe for a grumpy and strained person. I'm not the type of person to ask for help with chores or a break from my kids. However, yesterday, during their nap time, I decided to take one as well. The wife came and laid in bed with me, and when the kids woke up about an hour later and changed, I asked my wife if she would get them so I could rest a little more. A simple and eloquent no came out. Okay, then I got up, got the kids, watched a movie, and relaxed. I started up dinner, and she came out and sat on the couch, and I heard her scrolling through TikTok. I finish up dinner, and she comes in the kitchen and goes, "You know we have leftovers. Let's just do that." Since I made pen pasta, I just threw it in a glass pan and said, "Sure, we can have this tomorrow, so I don't have to cook." Fast forward to us putting down the kids. After we did that, I asked if she would be willing to do the dishes for me. She laughed and said, "No effing way." Okay, well, I'm not doing them either. This morning, she sent me 2 pictures. One of the trash cans was full, and the other had a full sink with the message, "This is unacceptable." Admittedly, I forgot to grab the trash this morning. I did tell her I'd take it out, but I genuinely forgot. I explained that I'd take it out when I got home and do the dishes. Her response was, instead of being lazy and not doing anything, next time, just ask for help if you're not feeling well. When I read that message, I audibly laughed. I texted back simply, I asked for help twice. Twice, I was told no. I'll handle it when I get home. To which she sent a flurry of, "Oh, I'm the worst partner. I'm just the SHT typist. I'm a bad wife, etc." I get if you don't want to pull your weight, but now we are out here gaslighting. I am reminded daily why I am on the exit path with this woman, but every single day I am more and more worried about what is going to happen to me and my kids. I'm fighting for them, obviously, but to say it's an uphill battle is a goddamn understatement. Final update. Hey all. I appreciate every one of you following along with me on this journey. I come bearing good news. To catch everyone up since the last update, it's been your standard wife just vibing while I clean, cook, take care of the house, and everything else. For the past few weeks, I've been working on myself. Working out, eating better, drinking more water. I just really focus on me when the kids aren't around. Last night, it really came to a head, however. I've been having a depressive spell the past few days and really just have no motivation for anything extra. She looked at me and asked me, "Why do you look so down these past couple of days?" It could have been sleep deprivation or depression. Honestly, I don't know, but I responded, "It's really hard to be happy when you're around." We sat for a little bit in silence, and I just told her that I'm tired of constantly being belittled, yelled at, and treated like I'm never good enough while she sits on her perch with a broken record and barks orders. I told her I know we don't want the kids in daycare, but we need to figure something out because I'm done. I don't want to be in this marriage anymore. I don't want to be her husband anymore. I don't know what I'm going to do next. I don't know what the future holds. What I do know is that I'm going to be going through a divorce. I deserve happiness. I deserve to be loved. I'm terrified of the upcoming battle for my kids. I'm excited to rent the dating pool, kind of, but not exactly. But again, all of you, thank you for your kind messages and support. I'll be sure to check in from time to time. Update. I'm leaving. I posted about it yesterday on a different subreddit. But I asked my wife for a divorce. No longer will I be in the SX-less marriage where I was. I was once used as a effing tool for her to have an orgasm and not give a rip about mine. Good luck to you all out there. Update. 30-ish days later. So since posting the final chapter in my little garbage marriage, I have begun the process of separating everything. I have been asking her to get a job so she can afford her own spot. She has a bachelor's degree in something in the medical field. We have both been pretty amicable when it comes to the kids. I know a lot of you wanted me to go for full custody, but I really do want my soon-to-be ex-wife in the picture as much as possible. So far, nothing has really changed in terms of what I do. She does a bit less now. I've been really sick for a few days, but I'm still making sure everyone is fed and cared for and my house is clean. I've been love-bombed. She's pretending I'm not actually leaving. She's changed her habits. All of a sudden, she's all over me and offering things. All advances have been declined. I wonder how that feels. I think at the end of the day, I'm going to let her keep the house we rented, so she gets to sit in the misery of all the joy and effort I brought. I might be buying a house after moving out if I can find a place I love. I'm excited to flirt. I'm excited to be wanted. I'm excited to be my own person again. And for those wondering, yes, I am still hitting the gym almost every single day and I'm about to become that hot dad who's the baseball coach. Thank you for watching the video.